Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about the 10 best slashers of the 90s. And as we all know, the 90s was not exactly known for having great slashers movies, so this list was actually kind of hard to get into. And like my last caveat in this one, I'm only picking one film from a specific franchise, and that is probably the best or the most impactful one. But let's break it down, let's get into it, starting off with number 10, and that movie is Basket Case. I'm pretty much going to say Basket Case made it into this mold because A, there's not a lot of good movies in the 90s that are slashers, and B, this one is just batshit crazy all over the place, and it has a really weird, insane, awesome concept, special effects. Not bad for the time. But overall, the storyline is fun. It is literally just a fun movie, and that is kind of the overglowing theme of the 90s slashers, is that you just gotta find some ones that are fun. Scary, not so much, but fun. Alright, so now we're gonna jump into number 9, The Dentist. So, the 90s was very big on let's find a profession and make it into a scary movie. But The Dentist is one spot above most of the other ones that they have in here, and that is mainly due to the blood, the gore, and if you've ever seen what it's like to go to a dentist, you've ever experienced that fear, it does get down dirty, kind of gritty when it comes to things that a dentist does and what a dentist could do if they were a serial killer. Storyline, not bad. Acting, not bad. But just for the blood and gore alone, is at number 9. Number 8 is going to be one of the most talked about, memorable movies, and I believe is getting a requel this year, and that is I Know What You Did Last Summer. And this one's going to fall in at number 8 mainly just because of the cast. This is one of the better acted movies of the 90s, and it is due to somewhat of a storyline, but it's just the overall performances that you get. It's kind of unforgettable in a sense, but the killer itself is very forgettable and kind of a knockoff of somebody else who's going to be on this list a little bit further up. And yeah, if you haven't seen I Know What You Did Last Summer by now, I guess check it out. I mean, it's number 8, but compared to most slasher movies, it's not fantastic, but the acting itself is good. Number 7 is a childhood favorite of mine, and it is a hidden gem if you ask me, because nobody ever talks about the movie. It's just fun. Dr. Giggles. A movie where a doctor kills people, and he does it in weird, fun ways. Plus, you get all different types of set scenarios. You have this whole thing going on with a bad heart and heart transplants, and you find out how he became Dr. Giggles. It's just a fun, stupid, campy story, and to me, it's nostalgic, but if you haven't checked it out, you should. It is a very, very good movie. Number 6 is Wes Craven's entry, and it's his first meta horror film on the list, and that is New Nightmare, which I would say is probably the third best film in the entire franchise. But after Freddy's Dead and even The Dream Child, they were kind of dwindling down on the Freddy Krueger ideas. Wes Craven came back, Nancy came back, Robert Englund actually played himself and Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger got a whole new look, and just overall, the whole aesthetic of everything in the movie looks great. The acting is good. Even the child acting is very good in this movie. It is overall just a great film for dipping your toes into what 90s horror would become of the metagame, and many, many movies from there on out would follow out still to this day. Number 5 is Halloween H2O, which is one of my favorites in the Halloween franchise. The acting in this movie is good. The kills are good. I actually like the portrayal of Michael Myers in this movie. Not so much the masks, but the portrayal. And this was kind of where we got Michael Myers with a little bit kind of gnarly looking kills. Not that he didn't have gnarly kills in other movies, but just the overall look and, I would say, execution of the kills was top notch. And this is probably my favorite ending in all of the Halloween movies. Even though the next one ruins it with its beginning, we exclude that crap fest and we just love the ending of this one, and that's where it lands. Number 4. Underrated gem if you ask me as well, and that is Urban Legend. Urban Legend tells the tale of a bunch of urban legends. Who would have guessed? These all take place on a campus, and this has a stellar cast in it. You could not ask for more. The kills are fun, they're kind of exciting. You get some chase sequences, and you get, obviously, a bunch of different cameos. But like I said, the storyline is good. The acting is good. The kills are fun and good. The whole thing being based on urban legends makes it more fun. Number 3, and to nobody's surprise, this is Child's Play 2. This is the one where they decided Chucky's pretty awesome, so how about we just make the focus on Chucky? We get so much more Chucky. We get very, very visceral Chucky. We get some starts of some really good one-liners and some comedy stuff. We get Andy back in this movie. We get Kyle, which is a great family dynamic, which you wouldn't expect from two foster kids, but on the screen it just meshes so well. And then that third act in the doll factory, just, that's what a slasher movie's made for. That right there. Number 2, which if it wasn't in the 90s, this would be my number 1 for many other decades. But 90s does have 2 top-notch films in it, and this is Candyman. Candyman was a film I saw when I was a child in the 90s, and it's always stuck with me. I love the performance by Tony Todd, R.I.P. He is Candyman to me, but I mean, he played so many more roles and characters, but his deep voice in this, just the way he portrays himself as the Candyman, the whole honey with the bees, the hook for a hand, the Bloody Mary aspect where you can't say his name 5 times, and then the kills. Not that they show you what happens, because they don't have to in this movie. They can just show you the bloody aftermath, and you know, shit. Alright, finally coming in at number 1, which is to no surprise of anybody, because it is the definitive slasher of the 1990s, and that's Scream. How could it not be Scream? You got Wes Craven's masterpiece, you got the introduction of meta horror, in the sense of this is where it really kicked off and it hit. Tons of movies try to copycat the same thing. You have great cast in this. The acting is off the charts, if you ask me, for a slasher movie with a bunch of people that you never heard of prior to this movie. Obviously, it did leak out into a trilogy immediately. Then we get a 4th and a 5th and a 6th, and they're working on a 7th. And that storyline is still going today too, which is very rare for a slasher franchise to have it going this long. Alright, that's my list, the 10 best 90s slashers. Leave me down below what your favorite slashers are. And don't forget to check the next video out when I hit the 2000s. Rest in peace.